Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Bhagavad-Gita as it is, Chapter 11, Universal Form, Text 33, page 511. Tasmat tvam utista yasho labha asva. Jidva satram bhunksvat radayam samridaham. Maya vaite nihata bhuvam eva. Nimita matram bhavasabhya sachin. Tasmata tvam utita yaso bhasvam. Vivat satram bhuksakva rajayam samridam. Maya vaite vihata purvam eva. Nivita metram bhava saya sachim. Tasmat tvam utita yaso labhasva. Vidva satram bhunksava jayam sadriham. Maya vaite vita purvam eva. Nimita matram bhava sabhya sachin. Word for word. Tasmat, therefore. Tvam, you. Utista, get up. Yasha, fame. Bhavasva, gain. Vidva, conquering. Shatrun, enemies. Bhunksva, enjoy. Rajyam, kingdom. Samridham, flourishing. Maya, by me. Eva, certainly. Ete, all these. Nihaita, killed. Purvam, Eva, by previous arrangement. Nimita, matram, just the cause. Bhava, become. Swaya, sachin, osa, sayas, yaschi. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Therefore get up, prepare to fight to win glory. Conquer your enemies, enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They're already put to death by my arrangement, and you, Saryash Sachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. Please repeat. Therefore get up. Prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, Svayasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. Purport. Svayasachin refers to one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field. Thus Arjuna is addressed as an expert warrior capable of delivering arrows to kill his enemies. Thus become an instrument. Nimita matram. This word is also significant. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality Godhead. Foolish persons do not have sufficient knowledge, think that nature is moving without a plan, and all manifestations are but accidental formations. There are many so-called scientists who suggest that perhaps it's like this, or maybe like that. But there's no question of perhaps and maybe. There is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is this plan? This cosmic manifestation is a chance for the conditioned souls to go back to Godhead, back to home. As long as they have the domineering mentality which makes them try to lord it over material nature, they are conditioned. Now anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation and destruction of cosmic manifestation under the superior guidance of God. Thus the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness, his life is devoted to the Lord, transcendental service, he is perfect. Namo Vishnu Budaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutle Shrimata Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharani Navaseshi Sunyavari Paskata Visatani Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Therefore get up, prepare to fight, win glory, conquer your enemy, and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. So here the word utista is used, means to get up or wake up. In the morning when we wake up the deities, we say utista tista. So the Lord came 5,000 years ago with a mission, and Yada Dharmasya Ganiti Bharata. He comes Parijana Sadhunam Vinashaya Duskitam to annihilate the demons and give pleasure to his devotees. So 5,000 years ago was the beginning of Kali Yuga, and there was a burden. Earth was overburdened by demoniac kings, demoniac people. So the Lord felt it necessary to come to the material world and relieve the burden of the earth. Of course, we should not think when the Lord comes to the material world, he takes a material form. Abhamaya. He comes by his Yogamaya potency. And he has a Satchitananda form. So, Lord coming to this material world and leaving this material world are all by his own arrangement. Not like the conditioned soul, we're forced to take birth and we're forced to die. We have no control over that. Says everyone, once you take birth, you're sure to die. And you're sure to die, sure to take birth again. It's not the case with Krishna or his eternal associates. We're reading the story of Jai Vijay in the morning in Srimad Bhagavatam class. That was also the desire of the Lord. Jai Vijay were Nityasiddha, eternal associates of the Lord. And their coming in the material world was by the arrangement of Yoga Maya, because the Lord wanted to have someone to fight with. You should not think that they left the spiritual world, but they came because the Lord wanted them to come and have his pastimes. So the story of Jai Vijay, that's a pastime, and that was a special case where they came as Aranya and Ranikashipu. They came as Shishupal, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and Shishupal and Dandavakra. And each time the Lord killed them. And then the last time, when Lord Krishna killed Dandavakra and Shishupal, they attained salvation and went back to being the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. So they didn't have to go through 8,400,000 species of life and suffer repeated birth and death. They came for a special purpose, and when that purpose was fulfilled, they went back to Godhead. So, different arrangements are there, and here Krishna is telling Arjuna that this is his plan. He organized the battle of Kurukshetra was the plan of the Lord to relieve the burden of the earth. 640 million people were on the battle of Kurukshetra, and it didn't take many years. Sometimes wars take many years. Like the Vietnam War took 11 years. But this war took only 18 days. And so Krishna wanted to use Arjuna as an instrument in this war. And here it says that Arjuna was Swaya Sachi, expert in shooting arrows. That means he was dexterous, which means he could fight with both hands, right hand or left hand. Most people in this world are right-handed, but some people are left-handed. They can't use both hands to do everything. But Arjuna, he could fight with both hands. He could shoot arrows with both hands. He was an expert. And he was a Maharati, which means he had the strength of 10,000 elephants. When there's three categories of Kshatriyas: a Rati, someone who can fight with one person; Ekrati, someone who fights with 100 people; and the Maharati, who fights with 10,000 people, or has the strength of 10,000 people. So different Ratis have different strength. The Rati has the strength of one person; Ekrati has the strength of 100 people; and Maharati has the strength of 10,000 people. So the Pandavas were all Maharatis. Even Kamsa was also a Maharati, and Dhritarashtra was also a Maharathi. They had the strength of 10,000 elephants. And this was the end of Dwapara Yuga, where people lived for 1,000 years and had big bodies and bodily strength, which is diminished in Kali Yuga. And it says in Srimad Bhagavatam, by the end of Kali Yuga, the cows will be the size of goats, and everything will become smaller and smaller. But now with the use of chemicals, they're making everything bigger and bigger. But that's the temporary arrangement. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you should fight, but without pride. Because pride comes before the fall. The Lord Chaitanya said, Trinadapi Sunichena, Turapi Srisana, Amanya Mandana, Kirtanya Sarari. This pride is pratishta, is the form called subtle sex life, wanting profit, adoration, and distinction. These are this is known as one of the anarthas, or stumbling blocks in devotional service. Wanting profit, adoration, and distinction. So, devotional service should be performed haitiki pratiyata, unmotivated and uninterrupted. So Arjuna is advised to fight without pride. So, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you just become an instrument. Nimitta matram. Just become an instrument. So, Krishna empowered Arjuna. And after the battle of Kurukshetra, he lost his power. He was just taking the queens from Dwarka, and he was defeated by some infidels, some soldiers, some village people. His Dandiva bow no longer worked. He lost his power. So Krishna can give someone power and can take someone's power. One man was claiming he was the greatest of all. And then he got Parkinson's disease, and now he can't even lift a cup of tea. So that greatness is given and taken away. But for the time being, Arjuna had the instruction to become an instrument. See, in the same way, Srila Prabhupada was ordered by Bhaktisiddhanta in 1922 to take up the mission of Lord Chaitanya and spread it in the English-speaking world. So Prabhupada took that order to heart and fulfilled that mission by coming to the West and preaching Krishna consciousness. So because Prabhupada took that order as his life and soul, and he became successful. It was also the desire of Lord Chaitanya that everyone in the world, every town and village, with the holy name of Krishna, will be chanted every town and village. I don't know why they turn off the fan. Turn this fan on. Turn it on. I don't know why they turn it off. So, everything in the world is the plan of the Supreme Lord. The scientists, they always say, perhaps, they'll start their discourse by saying, maybe like this, or maybe by chance, something like that. By chance, Prabhupada says here, foolish people who do not have any sufficient knowledge think that nothing is moving, that nature is moving without a plan, and all manifestations are but accidental formations. So-called scientists suggest that perhaps it's like this, or maybe like that, but there's no question of perhaps or maybe. There's a big plan being carried out in this material world. So they say perhaps or maybe, and then they get a Nobel Prize. Simply speculating about what's going on in this world. They refuse to accept that there's there's a God or some higher energy that's has created the material world. One scientist, Isaac Newton, he created a scale of the universe. And his friend came and said, "Who made this?" He said, "No one. It just happened by chance." So, no, his friend said, "Who made this? Please tell me." "No, and this happened by chance." So, well, he said, "Well, you think the whole world is made by chance, so how can you believe that this is, why don't you believe that this was made by chance?" So there's no logic to think that everything's happening by chance or by a combination of chemicals. Nothing happens, not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. So nothing happens by chance, nothing happens by accident. They think there was a Big Bang. At one time in the creation, there was a Big Bang, and from that Big Bang came a fiery ball, and the fiery ball came and became the Earth planet, and then all of a sudden there was water, then there was fish, then there was birds and beasts and human beings. Everything came out of a Big Bang. So if we get all the ingredients together, all the bricks and cement, and put it in one place, and get some dynamite and blow it up, then we can construct a building. The Big Bang. That is not possible. So Krishna says that the plan of Krishna, the plan of the Lord, is for the most intelligent. Krishna Varna Tasha Krishnam Sangopangam Prasanam. Lord Chaitanya came, Sameda Shaha, Yagna Sankirtan Prayer, Jantihi Sumeda Shaha. So also Lord Chaitanya came 500 years ago. He's none other than Krishna himself. He's the combined form of Radha and Krishna. And to understand Lord Chaitanya also is for the intelligent class of people. And the people saw the Hare Krishnas in the early days, when the movement first started, they just thought we were a sect or a cult or something unusual. And they would laugh at us. At first they laughed at us, then they saw that we were serious. They started giving us trouble. And now people are joining us, especially in India, Russia, different countries around the world where we're preaching. In the colleges and universities, the most intelligent people are joining. Before, less intelligent people were joining those people, and they didn't stay very long. But people are joining the Krishna consciousness movement because they get some understanding of the philosophy, and it makes sense. Where no other philosophies make sense. To say that everything's nothing or it's all one, these things don't make sense. But Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the one person, no one's equal to or greater than. So everything comes from a person. We have a father, he has a father, everyone has a father. You trace back to the original father, Ham Bija Pratapita. That's God. Krishna is the original father. And from Krishna comes Shankarshan. From Shankarshan comes the quadruple expansion and the Mahavishnu forms. Then there's a second quadruple expansion, Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And then all the Mahavishnu forms are created, and from them the material world comes into existence. So Krishna consciousness is a science, and it's not simply sentimental. Some religions are sentimental. If the religion doesn't have philosophy, that means it's sentimental. But they weren't able to attract people. Nowadays, most people are not interested in religion. But Prabhupada didn't come to America to make people Hindus. This is not a Hindu religion. This is the Sanatana Dharma, eternal occupation of every living being. Every living being is a spirit soul, and we're eternal servants of Krishna. That's everyone's identity. Whether you're American or Indian or Chinese or Russian or African, everyone's a spirit soul, Hum Brahmasmi. So the original Dharma of the spirit soul is to serve Krishna, or be eternal servants of Krishna. And this is what we're teaching in Prabhupada's books. And there are 9 processes of devotional service, beginning with Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So, by reading, and part of the philosophy, then one will not be confused or pulled away by other philosophies. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came by the calling of Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur. Because at that time in Navadvip, people were only interested in demigod worship, worshipping Goddess Kali or Katyani, and arranging for elaborate weddings for their children, and trying to enjoy life. And no one was interested in devotional service. So Advaita Acharya felt that the only solution to this problem, to save these people, was the Lord Chaitanya. The Lord had to come himself. So Lord Chaitanya appeared on the calling of Advaita Acharya. And this is all described in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj. So Krishna came 500 years ago, and Lord Chaitanya Krishna came 5,000 years ago but he was the Yuga avatar for Dwapara Yuga, and Lord Chaitanya came 500 years ago, and he's the Yuga avatar for Kali Yuga. But Lord Chaitanya came with the complexion, golden complexion. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayaya. He came in the mood of Radharani. So Lord Chaitanya is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. But he's also blackish inside. He's golden outside and black inside. And sometimes Krishna, the name-giving ceremony by Garga Muni, when Krishna took birth, they had a name-giving ceremony, and Garga Muni did his astrological chart, and he said this child is coming in different ages and different colors, and he's coming white, red, black, and yellow. So Krishna, every cycle, Yuga cycle, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, Lord appears as the Yuga avatar. And sometimes Krishna comes, and in Kali Yuga, sometimes Krishna is also, the Yuga avatar is also black. But in this age, in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya came. He's a special incarnation. No Mahavandaya, Krishna Premapatate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya, no Guru to say Namaha. He came to give what no other incarnation gives, and that's Prema Bhakti. So this says here that ultimately, if we become Krishna conscious, then if one is in full Krishna consciousness, his life is devoted to the Lord, transcendental service, he is perfect. So also in the 15th chapter, it says that whoever understands this most confidential knowledge, he will become wise and attain perfection. So the 15th chapter is also considered confidential knowledge. And so the world is going on by the arrangement of the Lord, and everything is going on systematically. And it's not by chance that the sun rises and the sun sets, that we have winter, spring, summer, fall. It's not by some chance, but it's by Krishna says that he is the source of everything, and everything's being arranged by the Lord and by his by the Lord's representatives, which come in the form of the demigods, who are in charge of the various necessities of life. But Krishna says that we should no need to worship the demigods, just for less intelligent people. And Nanda Maharaj was going to perform a jagya, a sacrifice to Lord Indra. Krishna was a small boy, and he said to his father, what are you doing here? And Nanda Maharaj said, we're going to worship Indra, because we're Vaishyas, we get rain from Indra, and we're dependent on rain to grow crops, to our livelihood. But Krishna said, no, you don't need to worship Indra, because Indra pours water on the land, he pours water on the sea. What does Indra have to do with rainfall? He preaches the karma mimamsa philosophy. So Nanda Maharaj said, we'll worship Indra first. And then Krishna said we should worship Govardhan Hill first. So finally they agreed to worship Govardhan Hill. But this created anger, and Lord Indra became angry, and due to false pride, tried to devastate the whole Vrindavan area. But Lord Krishna proved his Godhead, proved his supremacy. Even as a small boy, he held Govardhan Hill with the little left hand for 7 days to protect all the citizens, all the residents of Vrindavan. So then Indra could understand that he was subordinate to Krishna. Brahma also sold the cowherd boys and put them in a cave. And after a moment of his time, he came back to see what trouble he created. But there wasn't any trouble, because Krishna knew that Brahma stole the cowherd boys and calves, and he created duplicate by his yogamaya potency of cows and calves, of cowherd boys and calves, so nobody in Vrindavan would feel any separation. And also when Brahma came back, it was a moment of his time, but 1 year had passed on this planet. So then he could understand that he was also not the supreme controller, not the supreme, but that Krishna was the supreme controller. So there's many, if we read the Krishna book, read the Srimad Bhagavatam, then we can understand that Krishna had so many very wonderful pastimes, proving without a doubt that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some people may want to say that it's not that Krishna comes from Vishnu, because Vishnu has 4 arms and Krishna has 2 arms, and we have 2 arms, so they think that Krishna must have come from Vishnu. But it's not that way. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and all the other expansions come from him. So this is the conclusion of all the acharyas, mahajans. We're hearing in the Bhagavatam class about Prahlad Maharaj. He was also a mahajan, or there are 12 mahajans or authorities. They all agree that that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And no one, the definition of God is no one's equal to or greater than Him. So people may or may not believe in God, but at the time of death, one man said to Prabhupada, I don't bow down to anyone. The Prabhupada said, you'll have to bow down to God at the time of death. So no one is here permanently. Says the living entity takes birth, is born, and then stays for some time, dwindles, gets old, and dies. Janma Mrityu Jaravati. These are the real problems in the world. There's so many plans, making committees to make so many plans to make people happy, so many arrangements to make people happy, but this world is not a place where you can be happy. A Brahma, Bhuvan, Loka, from the highest planet down to the lowest, are all places of misery where repeated birth and death take place. So that's the nature of material world. And the nature can't be changed. They can't stop disease, they can't stop old age, and they can't stop death. One man, Prabhupada tells us that one man was on his deathbed, and he was saying to the doctor, give me 4 more years, because I haven't fulfilled all my plans. But what is your nonsense plan? The doctor cannot give you any 4 more minutes. The parents can't save the child, the doctor can't save the patient, and a boat cannot save a drowning man. So it's according to one's destiny or karma, whether one lives or dies, or it's already been decided by a higher authority. When we take birth, it's already decided how many breaths we'll have, how long we'll be in this body, until we go to the next body. Deino smin yata dehe, kumaram yovinam jara, dira satra namuyate. So we have the changing body exhibit in the museum, Prabhupada's upstairs, Prabhupada's museum, where people can see how the spirit soul is going from one body to another. But the spirit soul is eternal, as Satchidananda, that is our eternally full of knowledge and bliss. But because of misidentification, ahankara, we think we're this body, and we think the body is growing, but the body is not growing, it's simply changing, but the soul remains the same. But we may have a different mentality. When I was a child, I had a different mentality than I have now. But it's not that I'm a different person. I'm still the same person. I'm still the same soul. So this is what's going on by natural arrangement. So scientists, and here Prabhupada calls them foolish persons. Abhijanti Mahmudha says also that foolish persons who cannot understand how they accept this body or quit this body under spells of modes of material nature. But one whose eyes are trained in all can see all this. The endeavoring transcendentalists can see all this clearly, but those whose minds are not developed and not engaged in self-realization cannot see what's taking place, even though they try to. So the conditioned soul has 4 defects: imperfect senses, we make mistakes, we are put into illusion, and we have imperfect senses. So they make so many instruments to try to see what's going on, but they can't. Their senses are imperfect, so the instruments are imperfect. Krishna says that I enter each planet, by my energy they stay in orbit. And he says I become the moon, and by my energy I supply the juice of life to all vegetables. And even the act of digestion, Krishna says I am the power of digestion. I join with the life air, incoming, outgoing, to digest the 4 kinds of food stuff. So Krishna's energy, by Krishna's energy, things are going on. It's not some by chance. And they're making the Vedic planetarium in Mayapur to show how this whole material world has been created, and the makeup of the material world. Convince people that the Vedic conclusion. Veda means end of knowledge, or goal of all knowledge. So Krishna says that He's the goal. Sarvashaham janivisto matasmatira gyanabhom cha vedantakrit veda veda eva chaham. He's the source of the Vedas and the goal of the Vedas. So the goal of all the Krishna consciousness movement is to revive our dormant Krishna consciousness, to revive our love for Krishna. So the process is to come to the mode of goodness. It's not that we accept things blindly, but we should accept the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, render service unto him. He can impart knowledge because he's seen the truth. This is the Uttama Adhikari. We're hearing about Prahlad Maharaj. He was an Uttama Adhikari, first class devotee. And he was always steeped in ecstatic love of Godhead. And so he could instruct his playmates. Although Prahlad Maharaj was only a 5-year-old boy, but by the mercy of Narada Muni, he was instructed in the womb. So when he came out of the womb, came out as a self-realized soul. So even though he was a 5-year-old boy, and his friends were also 5 or 6 years old, but by his potency, because they were also from demoniac families, but they hadn't been contaminated, so they were able to accept Krishna conscious philosophy. So this is the mercy of pure devotee. A pure devotee can make others, so living entities, into pure devotees. We see even the animals, even Narottam Das Thakur made one elephant his disciple, and Narada Muni made one cobra his disciple, and he told his cobra, "You don't bite anyone." So cobras, they naturally are envious, and they bite people. But this cobra was instructed by Narada Muni to not bite people. So the children knew that this cobra was not going to bite them, so they were throwing stones at him and giving him trouble. So Narada Muni told them that you just show your hood, like you're going to attack people. So there's many cases of different kinds of living entities becoming Krishna conscious. When Lord Chaitanya went through the Jharkhanda forest, he had all the animals chanting and dancing along with him. So also it says, anyone who can understand the plan of the Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is the most intelligent. There are many schools, many universities where people are supposed to be intelligent. You have to be intelligent to go to school. But that's material intelligence. So real intelligence is to understand the difference between matter and spirit and the control of both. This is real intelligence, or real knowledge. So there's so many schools and universities, but there's no one is teaching anyone about the science of the soul. So people are getting their so-called education, but Prabhupada called them slaughterhouses, because people are just getting mundane education and learning mundane skills so they can make money to satisfy their sense gratification. So this is not the purpose of life. Natavidu Starakatim Hi Vishnu. The purpose of life is to go back home, back to Godhead, not to remain in this material world. And not to try to enjoy in so many different ways. They invented so many ways people can enjoy life, but it works the opposite way. Prahlad Maharaj also said that as soon as you try to make plans to enjoy life, that's when your suffering begins. So, the surrendered soul, Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityajya, Mamekam Saranamaja, Hantam Sarvabhavanyo, Moksha Shami Matsujaha. Just surrender unto me, and I will protect you. Do not fear. So this is the Krishna conscious movement is there so people can surrender to Krishna, surrender to the Guru. Guru Krishna presided by Bhakti Lata Beach. And when you surrender to Guru, you surrender to Krishna at the same time, and therefore you start the path of devotional service. Bhakti Mama Majanati. Krishna says, I can only be understood by devotional service, not by gyan, not by karma. So Advaita Acharya didn't like the fact that Lord Chaitanya was showing him so much respect. So he started preaching Mayavadi philosophy all over Bengal. And then one day, Lord Chaitanya went to see Advaita Acharya and said, Acharya, which is better? Which is the best way? Gyan or bhakti? So Advaita Acharya said, Gyan. You have to have knowledge first, then you can take the bhakti. So Lord Chaitanya became very angry and started beating Acharya. And his wife came and stopped Lord Chaitanya and said, he's an old man, you should stop, you shouldn't beat him, you're going to kill him. But Advaita Acharya was happy because he filled his desire to be subordinate to the Lord. But he preached Mayavadi philosophy, so he had 6 sons, so 3 of his sons became Mayavadis, and 3 of his sons became Vaishnavas. So here, Arjuna is told you shouldn't have any doubt. Arjuna didn't want to fight the battle of Kurukshetra, but Krishna is telling him, you fight or not, all these persons on the battlefield are going to die anyway. So you just be an instrument, and it's already, their death is already arranged by me. So Arjuna finally agreed at the end of Bhagavad-Gita to fight. So here Krishna is showing the universal form to Arjuna, and then Arjuna accepted it, saw it, and then will offer so many prayers, and then finally requesting Krishna to show his original form. First he showed his 4-arm form, then he showed his 2-arm form. So Krishna came 5,000 years ago to relieve the burden of the world. He left Vrindavan at 11 years old and kept promising the residents of Vrindavan that he would come back very soon. But he couldn't come back because there were so many demons in the world, and they would give trouble to the Brajbasis if he came back. So after killing Dandavakra, the last demon he killed, then Krishna came back after 100 years. Of course, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, but his Vasudeva expansion went to Mathura and Dwarka. So Krishna did come back after 100 years. But he was always here in his Bhava expansion. And so the gopis and the residents of Vrindavan were always thinking of Krishna in separation. So this is Krishna's plan. He came in the world, stayed for 125 years, and then left the vision of the world. But not many people could understand who Krishna was at that time. But this is the Hare Krishna movement, and Prabhupada, when Prabhupada went to register the society, they asked him, the lawyer said you should call it the International Society for God Consciousness. But Prabhupada said, no, I want this to be called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So he wanted to establish the fact that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not God. Krishna is God, but that is a vague term. But Krishna means the all-attractive one. So in this way, the Hare Krishna movement is spreading all over the world, every town and village, by the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya and the six Goswamis. So we'll stop there. Question, man. I don't think that microphone works. Does it work?
Just like Arjuna doesn't want to fight, and Krishna is giving so many, evidence that how you should fight. So ultimately he is fighting. We understand whatever Krishna says, that I am doing the thing for pleasure of Krishna. So in this material world, whatever we are doing, if we do pleasure for Krishna, that will satisfy us. So whatever we are doing, whatever we do, that is the plan of Krishna, or we are doing by ourselves.
We have to follow Guru Shastra Sadhu. We should act according to Guru Shastra Sadhu. That's why it's important everyone accept the Guru. We can't do anything on our own. But we have to accept the authority of Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu and act accordingly. Now, then we'll know that we're acting in the proper way. If you're not acting according to Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu, then you're not acting properly.
Just like body is keeping on changing, when we are in this body keep on changing, just like we are 5 years old now, we are 50 years old, 60 years old. The body is keeping on changing, and when the body is changing, the mind also keeping on changing. The soul is, you say, the same. But how then you get this intelligence that when you are 5 years old boy, you cannot do what 50 years person can do? So how is that? What is that gives us changes? Its body is only changing. The soul is same. So what are the changes? How will the changes come in our body and how it is developed?
What's the question? I don't understand the question.
I think that just like when we are 5 years old boy, we cannot do the service what 50 years person can do. But when you are 50 years old, and how this body is changing and how the things are keeping on changing in our body. So body is the vehicle where the soul resides. So now the soul is the always same, it doesn't change. Body only change. So body is changing, and how the mind and intelligence also changing in the body.
Anybody understand? What's the question?
When I'm 5 years old boy, I cannot do driving. When I'm 20 years old, I can do the driving. So how these changes come? How the changes are come?
How what has come?
I cannot drive, but 20 years person can drive. But how these changes have come? 5 years cannot drive, but 20 years old boy can drive. So these changes, how the body is getting these changes when body is growing?
Everything according to your karma. According to your karma, you get a body, and you act in a certain way. It's because of the karma. Your body changes. You have a certain body and do certain things. But when you take the Krishna consciousness, you don't have, your karma stops. So everything that's happening now is by Krishna's arrangement. And whatever suffering we're going through, it is minimized by Krishna. The devotee thinks if I cut my finger, the devotee thinks that this is Krishna's mercy. I should have cut my whole arm. So now you're under the protection of Krishna and his Guru, Shastra, Sadhu. That's all we have to understand. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad-Gita ki jai.